there was something else I wanted to mention too.
You got all the time in the world. What do you need?
We're real excited too. In addition to being at Impact, which is an exciting opportunity for us to meet, with customers that we have already and potential new ones, we also have announced a new product. In addition to that, we've had record growth this year. We've grown by 25% revenue.
Why? In an area of recession, why? How can you make that statement?
Because it's critical to these businesses. Now, what's interesting is...
Critical why?
I'll tell you. A lot of these firms have realized that it costs so much more to acquire a new customer than retain an old one.
Yes.
So if you're not providing the service that they need, they can lose a customer. I'll give you an example. One of our customers is Sky. This is a telecommunications company that provides direct-to-home satellite.
Right.
Now, they had a situation where they wanted to put in place a triple play and a quadruple play for competitive reasons, but their IT staff was tied up keeping their existing infrastructure running. You mentioned the Band-Aids before, and there was no one left to build a new services like triple plays and quadruple plays. So customers were leaving. Imagine you decide you want to order a movie tonight.
Yeah.
And you click and you're entitled, and then the screen goes dark and nothing happens. After a few times that happens, you switch to someone else. So the rationale here as to why we're doing better, businesses are realizing, I better improve that order process because I need to keep my customer satisfaction, high, because that way I avoid having to go find new customers.
Well, isn't that what we said almost right in the beginning when we started talking, when I said to you, you only get a chance at a customer one time?
That's right.
And if you get them back the second time, you better perform, otherwise you're never going to get them again.
Right.
Somebody might come back because they're going to say, you know what, maybe they had a bad day. Maybe something was wrong. But if you don't pay attention. So during the recession, people turn to Nastel for not only the comfort level that things are being monitored and taken care of, but also it was it was an insurance policy.
You bet.
It was a big insurance policy to make sure that their customer base, no matter what it is, was kept satisfied.
Right.
Number one.
I've looked at
customer
research.
satisfaction.
I agree. I've looked at research from CIOs, and they talk about customer satisfaction as being one of their top goals in 2011 because they see right away, I have to keep these customers.
Charlie, I'm going to tell you what I do. With the radio show, we get a lot of product to look at. A lot. A consumer level product. I get something in, and I'm not a geek by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I don't play around with it too much. You know what the first thing I do before I give it to somebody to test for me?
What's that?
I pick up the phone and call customer service.
Ah, yes.
If I get somebody that says their name is John Wayne, I hang up the phone. If I get call me back in 20 minutes, you can't have the cash for this deal today, that. If it's not an American-based customer service center, and I can't get the answer to a solution that I need, I don't want to talk to you. And you know what? I don't want your product either.
So if it's a guy named Peggy, that's when you hang up?
Yeah. I've seen that commercial.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Well, it's true because the complexity in these
and you're
products.
Doing the same thing.
The complexity in these products is high.
Sure.
And you're a customer for life, right? This is not a one-time.
Well, it's so competitive. Let me put it that way.
But you want to not just have a good buying experience. No. You want to have a good support experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Support to me is more important.
Yes.
Because everything is built to work, but everything is also built to break.
Of course.
We all know that a hard drive is going to stop one day. And it's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. Now, what precautions you take in the meantime, it's entirely up to you.
That's right.
If you don't pick up the phone and call me and say, hey, I got a problem. Well, how many times do I need to tell you? Back it up.
Yep.
It's like the people that call up the radio show and say, John, you're not a big fan of Facebook. I said, I love Facebook. What are you talking about? I think Facebook's a marvelous tool, used properly. Well, I don't think that it's, that's secure and everything. So as I'm talking to the person, I'm doing a little typing on my machine as I'm talking. And I say, but Calvin, why would you just tell everybody in the world that you're going to Italy for the next 2 weeks? Why don't you just put a sign on the outside? Save yourself a lot of aggravation. Just put a sign. Doors are unlocked, windows are open, so please don't break anything.
Jewels are in the master bedroom.
Take everything, please. It's the mentality of the people, and that's where I'm seeing. That's where I see the excitement for your product.
Very true. No, it's true, and that success, besides growth of 25%, we've recently closed business with 3 of the largest banks in the world.
Wow.
And a couple of these deals were in the multi-millions.
Wow.
So we're very excited. I got news about one today that was just making us very happy.
I'm sure.
That's great.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
So
it
go
was.
out into the Strip and celebrate, please.
Yeah.
That is our plan to do that tonight.
We need your excitement.
That is
That's
our plan
right.
to do that tonight.
Las Vegas
your
is recovering.
contributions.
You might be lucky to find a slot machine that'll break. If you do, don't call the IT people.
That's right.
Don't call the IT people. Sharon, take it for a second. I'm trying to
So
fix up.
what do you see coming down the road?
Coming down the road, I see that more and more of this talk about cloud will start becoming part of the mainstream.
Right.
There's been so much focus on that, and I think the growth in processing power, the growth in managing these things and monitoring these things will improve, and this eventually can make our life better and hopefully lower costs, for things like utilities. Because if the cost to monitor things can reduce and the cost to management, those are built into the pricing structures
Absolutely.
of the things that we buy. So if we can move those down to a lower notch and keep them much more affordable, then potentially the prices we pay for things can change as well too. I think that can be positive for our country and the world.
What perpetuates Nastel's think tank? Where do you get your ideas from?
Starbucks.
The business or the coffee?
Coffee, definitely. I wrote to them once and said I'd like a T-shirt that says "Powered by Starbucks."
There you go.
There you go.
And so far I haven't gotten it, but definitely I would say the caffeine.
Well, what you need to do is go out and make that T-shirt yourself. You see how fast you'll hear from them.
Yeah, you bet.
Do you listen to the customer base?
Absolutely. I was giving a flip answer.
Yeah.
No.
No, that's
No,
good.
of course, we talk to our customers. In fact, it's interesting. We had one of our customers here. In fact, this was this morning. Barclays Capital came.
Okay.
A gentleman named Stephen Neal, who's their global director of middleware for the whole world. And he gave a presentation on how to monitor low latency middleware. There's that word again.
Yeah.
So this is, think of that as the cream in the Oreo there, but by putting low latency in, it gets even sweeter.
There you go.
Nice.
It's even sweeter.
Nice.
So he uses Nastel software to monitor their middleware estate. Now, since he's a UK person, he calls their IT, data center, he calls it an estate.
Okay.
It's very royal.
Yes,
But
yes.
that is the term they use. And he uses Nastel together with his IBM environment and his Solus middleware appliance and monitors their environment and has done very, very well to improve their business. And he gave a presentation for about an hour this morning, and we had a room that was completely full with folks standing.
Nice.
So we were pretty happy that he spoke, and he was successful, and that folks came to hear it. It was a nice
everybody,
testament.
we just spent the last half hour or so with Charles Rich, who's the Vice President of Marketing and Product Management for Nastel. And just remember the name Nastel. If you have a tough time understanding what they do, just think of the Oreo cookie. And they are the cream. Charlie, thanks so much for stopping by.
You're welcome. Thank
I really,
you.
really appreciate it. Sharon, let's take ourselves a little bit of a break. We don't have much time in between interviews.
That's right.
We can stretch a little bit, then we can come back with Impact 2011, 2011, whichever way you prefer. It's at the Venetian in Las Vegas, and it's all about IBM and their partners, and what they're doing to make the world a better planet. Isn't it amazing, huh? Take care. We'll be right back.
Thank you for listening to this Computer Outlook Radio Talk Show Special Edition with John Iasulo and Sharon Fry. Listen to all of the special edition shows and daily broadcast shows by visiting www.computeroutlook.com and clicking on Media Archives. The Computer Outlook Radio Talk Show streams live on the Internet Tuesday through Thursday, 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Also join us for Java with John on Sunday from 10 to 11. Don't miss a minute, because if you miss a minute, you'll miss a lot.